Amazing Vicky here with you, and today we're day 7 of 30 inks 30 days, and I have to share with you something. So my case for my Kawecos was not big enough, and so I purchased a new case, and look at that, it has unicorns on it. How cool is that? How cute is that? I just had to get it. But then one thing I noticed that I could do, and I decided to do with this, is to add a piece of like a cloth between the last row so that I can actually put more, because I was still running out of space and I would not have had enough space to put my other Kawecos. So by putting this, I'm gonna be okay for a little bit, but I might not be okay for very long. This one, I'm thinking of putting in another one of those little cases and putting it down here, so that will free up one space as well. So today we're using this beautiful pen, and this beautiful pen was a gift from Jen TN. And it's a very, I need to show you the other one so that you will understand. So this is the Lavender Sports. Now usually it's supposed to say this now, collection, but this one came out without, without the word collection. It's the same pen, but they made a mistake when they released it originally. So she had that one and I had this one, and I had told her, like, I bought the Lagoon one from her, and she was giving me another one, which I'll show you later on. And when I opened up my box, there was this little guy, and I was so excited because obviously this is not something I would have purchased. I already had a lavender one, and it's perfect for when you're doing a collection. Like, you really want to have all the ones that are out there, but obviously it gets to be a bit difficult to find them and to just to have so many, you know. So I really appreciated this gift, and I thought this was going to be the perfect time to use this little one. So yesterday we used the ink Little Marty, and it had the most amazing oh my god, chromatography. I just had a blank. So I'm really, like, the last two were really awesome, so I'm looking forward to playing with today's. So this pen is it's a broad nib, and it has a little converter inside it, and we will ink it up. And I just realized that there's still water in there. Okay, so we'll ink it up. Let's shake this up. So this is the Violet, the Diamine Violet. And you know me and purples, how much we love each other. So I thought this would be the perfect ink for this little guy. I got a pretty good fill from the first try, but let's see if I can get an even better one. Yeah. Now will be the test of, can I clean it up without making a mess of on my fingers, because I always do. I think that's pretty good. So I know that this is a color I'm gonna like, and because it's a broad nib, clearly it's gonna go faster than if it was in a extra small or something. Because the bigger the nib, the more ink comes out, the more you know, you use it up. I'm still noticing some ink here. I just want to make sure I'm not staining this little guy. There's ink in the little where the seam is, but there's nothing I can do about that. Okay, so we'll post it and make our line from the chromatography. So see, it's a really juicy ink as well. So put that in there. Close this off, and let's go and do some splotches. Okay, so shake, shake, shake. Not that it makes a difference probably, but you never know. I don't take the chance. I always try to shake them. Okay, whoa, that's way too much. That's still way too much, it seems. Okay, now I don't know if I have enough. Whoa, I clearly have enough. Clearly had enough ink. For such a small bottle, I'm emptying it out just with my splotches. That's a huge splotch. I was doing so good in my splotches, and now I just like totally messed it up. And look at my box. Thank God I had that box, because otherwise it would have been a disaster on my desk. Yeah, that's why I use the plastic box. Because I know myself. Okay, but it's gonna be nice though. It's gonna be pretty to see this. And oh, and I forgot to pull out my card. Shoot. I knew this was gonna happen. Like, it was impossible that I'd be organized through the whole thing, because, you know, it's impossible. So this is the card that we're playing with. And so I'm gonna put more of this on it, as I've done with the others. You can see, like, it's very pinky when it goes down, but then as it dries, it's more blue. I think my paper will be due to be changed and be ready to be used for mixed media art. Okay, so I'm thinking that I'm gonna just flip through my book fast to pull out my other cards, so that we've got something to compare afterwards, because like I said, I forgot. That's typical paper thing that I would do. Not surprised. Surprised that it didn't happen before. Kind of glad that it didn't happen before, but yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna be pulling out some purples. I have some that are closer to it than others. Some have more pink. I'm not going to pull those out. This one has more blue in it, I feel. Okay, so I think I've pulled out all the ones. Oh, maybe this one. Okay, so I think I've pulled out all the cards that could pertain to this. Okay, and then we'll do the little swatch. And of course I've got some all over my hands, because that's how I roll. Here we go. Put that aside. Put this aside. Bring this forward. And then we can write, so it's Diamine. Oh, I'm loving this ink. Violet. And we're June 7th. And I'm using my Kaweco Skyline Sport Lavender Special Edition with mistaken name. And it's a broad nib. Okay, and then we're doing Dr. Seuss ABC. Okay, so I didn't put anything underneath, but somehow I don't feel like it's gonna bleed. Yeah, I don't think it will bleed, so it should be okay. So, goat, girl, whoops, goo, goggles. So try to stay in the frame. It writes beautifully, so smooth. I love Kawecos, like I just adore them so much. Never had one that I didn't love so far. The sports one, I should say, because I had purchased a vintage one which is a disaster and I don't know how to fix. So here we go. Here's the writing sample. It's so pretty. It's very, very pretty. I'm gonna have fun writing with this ink. Now let's check out the chromatography. So it's very much like violet, like you can see all the blue in there. Here you can see all the blue in there, and a little bit of the pink kind of, but yeah. And this is what our big splotch is looking like. Still drying because obviously I put so much on it, but it's very pretty, very pretty. So now we'll match this up. So let me zoom out a bit. So this is the one that we're comparing, and so I pulled out the Colorverse Hayabusa. You can see that there's a little bit, but this one has more pink in it than this one. Then this one is the Diamine Mystique and doesn't look at all the same. Then this one is this Sea and Storm from Krishna, which is also not very much the same. It has too much pink. This one though I thought was pretty close. This is the Krishna Orchios, so we'll leave this one here. Then you've got this one, which is also closer, I find, but this one has more blue. This one is Krishna Writer's Night, and this one has sheen, as you can see, whereas this one I haven't seen sheen. Then you've got Krishna Wild Cherry, which doesn't look at all the same. The Twisby Royal Purple, because I know a lot of people have that ink. Clearly it has a lot more pink than this one, which has a lot more blue. The Waterman Tender Purple, a lot more pink. The Soft Snow of Aurora from Kaweco. This one has a lot more gray than this, clearly. So then I've got this one, which is the Diamine Monbodo's hat. Monbodo's hat. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to say it again because it's part of the inks that I'm gonna be doing. And again, it has a lot more pink, which is probably the case here too. It's just that I find that the darker spot are a little bit more close. This one is Bilberry from Diamine, and I think that one is fairly close. But this one looks a little bit darker. And then you've got the Private Reserve Tanzanite, which you can see it's a lot more blue, but it kind of goes with it. So that's as close as I could get to give you some examples. I hope that it does help you. I'm looking forward to reading your comments about this ink, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And I'm gonna have so much fun writing with this. It's just gorgeous, gorgeous. When you put down like a ton of ink, there seems to be a bit of a sheen, but you really have to put down a ton of it, which clearly in the writing you don't see it. I really don't see it. So, and even in this I don't see it. So anyway, that's it for me. Bye.